"You don't belong here, freak!" Tyler Matthews sneers, his palm crashing against Zara Johnson's cheek with a loud smack. The crowd of students gasps as Zara's books scatter across the hallway floor. Zara steadies herself against the lockers, her dark eyes remaining unnervingly calm, as a trickle of blood forms at the corner of her mouth. The hallway falls silent. Dozens of phones rise in unison, recording what happens next. Have you ever witnessed someone pushed too far, only to discover they weren't the easy target they appeared to be? 2 hours earlier, the alarm blares at 5:30 a.m. Zara Johnson's hand reaches out from beneath the covers, silencing it with practiced precision. Her bedroom walls tell a story, trophies gleaming in the dim light, certificates of achievement, and framed photos of her standing beside martial arts legend. One photo stands apart from the rest. Zara as a small child beaming beside her father in matching gis, both holding black belts. A small shrine sits beneath it with incense and her father's folded belt. He has been gone 3 years now, lost to a senseless act of violence that the papers barely covered. Zara moves through her morning routine with disciplined efficiency. Coffee brews, while NPR discusses rising tensions in schools. Her younger brother Elijah sits at the kitchen table, struggling with math homework due today. "Here, let me help you with that," Zara says, setting down her mug. She guides him through the problem with patient clarity, the same way her father once taught her. "You're the best, Z." Elijah grins, revealing a missing tooth. "Will you show me that new move tonight?" "Only if you finish your homework," she replies with a smile that doesn't quite reach her eyes. Since their father's death and their mother's resulting depression, Zara has shouldered the responsibility of raising her brother. At 17, she navigates 2 worlds, high school senior by day, guardian and sensei by night. Her phone buzzes with a notification. It's an email from the International Junior Championships Committee. Final confirmation. Representing USA in Paris next month. She quickly texts her sensei, "Got the confirmation, still need to book flights." The response comes immediately. "Already handled, the governor called personally to congratulate you."
"You're making history, Zara."
Zara tucks her phone away without replying. The championships are her ticket to a college scholarship, her only path forward for herself and Elijah. No one at Westridge High knows about her martial arts career. She's kept it hidden, focusing on blending in after transferring schools following her father's death. As they leave the apartment, their elderly neighbor, Mrs. Rodriguez, waves from her doorway. "Buenos dias, Zara. Good luck on that test today. Your father would be so proud of the young woman you've become." Zara smiles genuinely this time. "Gracias, Mrs. Rodriguez. Remember, I'll pick up your prescriptions after school." At the bus stop, Zara checks her watch. Today's route will take them past the community center where she teaches self-defense classes for women and children on weekends. She needs to drop off some paperwork for the upcoming tournament where her students will compete. "We're making a quick stop," she tells Elijah, who nods knowingly. Inside her backpack, tucked between textbooks, lies her black belt, frayed at the edges from years of training, and a sealed envelope containing travel documents for Paris. In the bottom of the bag, almost forgotten, is yesterday's newspaper with a small article. "Local team poised to make history at international championships." The photo is of Zara, mid-kick, her face a mask of absolute focus. No one at school would recognize her like this, in her element, powerful and unrestrained. Little does Zara know that today, these worlds are about to collide in the hallways of Westridge High. The hallways of Westridge High buzz with the typical Monday morning chaos. Zara walks with purpose, head down, navigating the crowd with the same spatial awareness she uses in the dojo. She's mastered the art of invisibility here, another survival technique in her arsenal. Tyler Matthews and his friends occupy their usual spot by the senior lockers. The football captain stands a head taller than most students, his Letterman jacket a symbol of the untouchable status he enjoys. As Zara approaches her locker just 2 down from Tyler's, she can hear them laughing. "So I told coach that if he wants to win state, he needs to bench Rodriguez. Kid can't catch for shit," Tyler says loudly, his friends nodding in agreement. Zara tenses at the mention of Miguel Rodriguez, Mrs. Rodriguez's grandson and one of her self-defense students. She keeps her eyes on her locker combination, willing herself to remain invisible. But today, invisibility fails her. "Well, if it isn't the scholarship case," Tyler says, finally noticing her. "Didn't see you at Brianna's party Saturday. Oh wait, you weren't invited." His girlfriend Brianna laughs, twirling her blonde hair. We have standards, Tyler. Zara remains silent, focusing on gathering her books. Physics, English, history. She mentally catalogs each one, a technique her father taught her to maintain calm under pressure. What's wrong? Can't understand English? Tyler steps closer. Isn't your kind supposed to be good at math or something? Help me with my calculus? Zara closes her locker, finally looking directly at him. I need to get to class. Her calm response seems to irritate Tyler more than any comeback would have. He blocks her path. I'm talking to you. And I heard you. Zara replies, her voice level. Please move. Tyler's friend Jake chimes in. Dude, she thinks she's too good for us. A small crowd begins to form around them. Zara assesses her surroundings, 20 students and counting, at least 5 phones already recording. The hallway offers limited escape routes. The bell will ring in approximately 2 minutes. What's in your bag? That's so important anyway. Tyler reaches for her backpack. Let's see what the scholarship girl is hiding. Zara takes a calculated step back. Don't touch my things. Something in her tone makes Tyler pause momentarily, but Brianna eggs him on. What are you gonna do about it, charity case? The crowd grows larger. Someone starts an Instagram live stream that quickly gains viewers, 50, then 100 as word spreads that Tyler Matthews is putting the new girl in her place. Tyler, emboldened by his audience, grabs Zara's backpack strap. I said, what are you hiding in here? With practiced restraint, Zara slips out of the backpack's hold while maintaining her grip on it. The sudden movement catches Tyler off balance. His friends laugh. Oh, she's got moves, Jake mocks. Maybe she's one of those kung fu girls. Please, just let me go to class, Zara says, her heart rate steady despite the confrontation. Years of tournament pressure have prepared her for far worse than high school bullies. Tyler's face reddens. No one walks away from me. He grabs her wrist. A critical mistake. Zara reflexively shifts her weight, breaking his grip with a subtle but effective movement that leaves Tyler momentarily confused about how she slipped away so easily. Did you see that? Someone whispers loudly. The livestream comments explode. She just embarrassed Tyler. Who is this girl? The viewer count jumps to 500. Tyler, humiliated, blocks her path again. You think you're tough? You don't belong at this school, probably cheated to get that scholarship. Move, now. Zara's voice remains calm, but something in her eyes, a controlled intensity, briefly unsettles Tyler. Principal Warner appears at the edge of the crowd. What's going on here? Everyone get to class? Tyler immediately adopts an innocent expression. Just welcoming the new girl, sir. School spirit and all that. Warner looks skeptical, but is distracted by another issue down the hall. Well, get moving, all of you. Matthews, I expect better from my team captain. As the principal walks away, Tyler leans in close to Zara. This isn't over, scholarship girl. Nobody embarrasses me. The bell rings, students reluctantly disperse, but the tension lingers. The live stream continues, reaching 1,000 viewers as rumors spread about the new girl who stood up to Tyler Matthews. The school day passes in a blur of whispers and sidelong glances. By lunchtime, everyone at Westridge knows about the hallway standoff. Zara sits alone, as usual, methodically eating her packed lunch while reviewing physics equations. Her phone buzzes with a text from her sensei. Reporter from ESPN wants to interview you before Paris. Call me after school. She quickly replies, can't today, picking up Elijah and Mrs. R's prescriptions tomorrow? As she puts her phone away, she notices Tyler and his friends watching her from across the cafeteria. Their expressions promise trouble. Zara calculates her quickest exit route and packs up her belongings 5 minutes before the bell, but they're waiting for her after the final period. Tyler, Jake, Brianna, and 2 other football players form a semicircle outside the classroom door. The hallway fills with students, many already with phones ready to record what happens next. There she is, Tyler announces loudly, the girl who thinks she's better than everyone else. Zara scans for teachers or administrators, but none are in sight. The live stream from earlier has reactivated, now with over 5,000 viewers, as word has spread throughout neighboring schools about the impending confrontation. I don't want any trouble, Zara says clearly, her voice carrying down the corridor. She knows the cameras are recording, knows that witnesses will matter later. Should have thought about that this morning. Tyler steps closer, towering over her. You made me look bad. Nobody does that. Zara remains motionless, her posture balanced and grounded, a fighter's stance disguised as casual standing. "Move aside, Tyler. This isn't worth it." "Oh, it's worth it," Brianna chimes in. "You need to learn your place at this school." The crowd grows denser. Live stream comments flood in. Is he really going to hit her? Someone get a teacher. This is messed up. Last chance, Zara warns, her voice betraying no fear. Let me pass. Tyler laughs, looking to his friends for approval. Or what, you'll use some kung fu on me? I just want to go home, Zara says, taking a single step forward. That's when Tyler makes his fatal mistake. His hand shoots out, palm open, striking Zara's cheek with a loud smack that echoes through the suddenly silent hallway. You don't belong here, freak, he sneers. As Zara's books scatter across the floor, time seems to slow. Zara steadies herself against the lockers, her dark eyes remaining unnervingly calm as a trickle of blood forms at the corner of her mouth. She doesn't flinch, doesn't cry out, doesn't run. The crowd gasps collectively. Dozens of phones rise higher, capturing what happens next. The live stream explodes to 50,000 viewers as someone shouts, "He just hit her!" In the suspended moment after the slap, Zara's backpack falls to the ground, the impact causing its contents to spill out. Among the scattered textbooks and notebooks slides a newspaper, opening to reveal the article with Zara's photo in full competitive stance, the headline clearly visible, "National Champion Headed to International Tournament." Simultaneously, her phone clatters to the floor, its screen lighting up with an incoming call. The caller ID displays Governor's Office. A student near the fallen items gasps, picking up the newspaper. Holy shit. Guys, she's Zara Johnson. The name clearly means something to him and several others in the crowd. Murmurs spread rapidly through the gathered students. Wait, the Zara Johnson? The martial arts prodigy? 5-time national champion Zara Johnson? The one who's representing the U.S. next month? Tyler's smug expression falters as confused whispers ripple through the crowd. What are you all talking about? A boy in a wrestling team jacket pushes through the crowd, his eyes wide with recognition. Dude, do you have any idea who you just hit? She's a fighting legend. She destroyed the national tournament last year, broke 3 records. Someone else holds up their phone, showing a YouTube video of Zara executing a flawless series of competition moves, her opponents falling in rapid succession. She's got the fastest knockout in junior championship history, another voice adds. 7 seconds. The ringing phone stops, then immediately starts again. This time the screen shows, "Sense I will emergence." Zara finally moves, bending down with deliberate calm to retrieve her phone and belongings. Her movements are fluid, controlled, a stark contrast to the chaotic energy surrounding her. As she rises, the crowd instinctively backs away, creating a wider circle around her and Tyler. Even Brianna steps back, pulling at Tyler's sleeve. Tyler lets go, but Tyler, unwilling to lose face, stands his ground despite the uncertainty now evident in his eyes. I don't care who she is, this is my school. Zara wipes the blood from her lip with the back of her hand. For the first time since the confrontation began, she speaks, her voice carrying clearly through the hushed hallway. My father taught me that fighting should only be used for 3 purposes: self-defense, competition, and protecting others. Her eyes lock with Tyler's. He also taught me that the true measure of strength is knowing when not to use it. The live stream viewer count has exploded to over 100,000 as word spreads across social media platforms. Comments flood in faster than can be read. It's really her. Tyler is dead. Is she going to fight back? 0 chance. National champ Tyler, desperate to maintain control of the situation, makes his second critical mistake. He lunges forward, grabbing for Zara's arm. "Oh, don't you walk away from..." His words cut off abruptly as Zara simply pivots. A subtle shift of weight, a redirect of momentum, and suddenly Tyler finds himself off balance, stumbling forward as she effortlessly sidesteps his lunge. He crashes into the lockers with a resounding bang that echoes through the corridor. The crowd erupts in a mixture of gasps and exclamations. She hasn't struck him, hasn't even touched him. Yet. Tyler is the one sprawled against the lockers, his own momentum and poor balance used against him. "Oh my God!" someone shouts. Principal Warner pushes through the crowd, his expression thunderous. "What is going on here?" A dozen voices answer at once. Tyler hit Zara. She's a martial arts champion. He slapped her first. Warner raises his hands for silence, then notices the blood on Zara's lip. His expression darkens further. Matthews, Johnson, my office, now. Everyone else, clear this hallway immediately or you're all getting detention. As Zara calmly gathers the last of her belongings, her phone rings once more. This time she answers it, her voice composed. Yes, Governor Chen? I'm sorry I missed your call. There's been a situation at school. She pauses, listening. No, it won't affect the tournament. Yes, sir. I understand the importance of representing our state. I'll call you back in 30 minutes. The crowd falls silent, watching as she ends the call. Principal Warner's expression has transformed from anger to confusion to dawning realization. Was that Governor Chen? He asks, his authoritative tone faltering. Yes, sir, Zara replies calmly. He's been very supportive of my athletic career. He wanted to discuss final arrangements for Paris next month. I'm representing our state and country in the international championships. The principal's gaze shifts between Zara, with her composed demeanor despite her injury, and Tyler, still struggling to his feet, face flushed with humiliation. The evidence of what transpired is clear, captured on dozens of phones and streaming live to thousands. Ms. Johnson, please go to the nurse to have that looked at, Warner says, his tone notably softer. Matthews, my office, now. As Tyler is led away, Zara stands in the center of the hall, her secret identity now fully revealed to the entire school. The live stream counter shows 250,000 viewers and climbing as the story of the martial arts champion who refused to fight back begins to go viral. The nurse's office is quiet compared to the chaos of the hallway. Miss Tal gently cleans the small cut on Zara's lip, shaking her head in disapproval. I've been at this school for 20 years, she says, applying antiseptic. Tyler Matthews isn't the first bully we've had, but he might be the last to mess with you. Zara sits perfectly still during the treatment. I didn't want it to happen this way. I just wanted to finish school quietly. Sometimes life has other plans, Ms. Patel replies, stepping back to examine her work. There, all done. No stitches needed. The door opens and a woman in a sharp suit enters, followed by Principal Warner. Ms. Johnson, this is Ms. Rivera, our district superintendent. Ms. Rivera steps forward, her expression grave. Ms. Johnson, I want to personally apologize for what happened today. It's inexcusable, and I assure you we're taking immediate action. Outside the nurse's office, the hallway has filled with reporters. News of the incident has spread beyond social media to local stations. The viral video, now with over 500,000 views, shows Tyler's assault and Zara's restrained response with crystal clarity. Is your mother being contacted? Ms. Rivera asks. Zara tenses slightly. My mother isn't well. I'm my brother's primary caregiver. I'd prefer to handle this myself. The superintendent exchanges glances with Principal Warner. I understand, but as you're a minor, we need to involve a guardian. Is there someone else we can call? My sensing. My instructor, David Williams. He has partial guardianship for competition purposes. As if on cue, the door bursts open again. A tall man in a formal gi enters, his expression a mixture of concern and barely contained fury. Zara, are you all right? Sensei Williams. Zara stands, bowing slightly out of habit. I'm fine. How did you... It's all over the internet, he says, examining her face. The governor called me directly. Half the martial arts community is ready to march on this school. He turned to the administrators, his posture straightening. David Williams, head instructor at East City Martial Arts Academy and Zara's designated guardian for athletic matters, I want to know exactly what's being done about the student who assaulted my champion. Revelation of pattern. The scene shifts to the conference room. Superintendent Rivera, Principal Warner, Sensei Williams, and Zara sit on one side of the table. On the other side are Tyler, his parents, a well-dressed couple radiating indignation, and the school district's attorney. This is ridiculous, Mr. Matthews declares. Boys will be boys. It was just a little scuffle. A little scuffle? Sensei Williams repeats incredulously. Your son was captured on video assaulting a female student. A video that, I might add, has now been viewed by over 1 million people. The district attorney clears her throat. Before we continue, I should note that the police have requested the video footage. They're considering charges. Tyler pales visibly as his mother gasps. Charges? For what? She's not even hurt. Superintendent Rivera slides a folder across the table. This isn't an isolated incident, Mrs. Matthews. We've compiled reports from multiple students who have come forward since this afternoon. She opens another folder. In fact, there are 17 documented incidents involving Tyler and bullying behavior in the last 2 years alone. Most were swept under the rug due to his status as an athlete. Principal Warner shifts uncomfortably in his seat. Additionally, Rivera continues, 3 of these incidents involved racial comments similar to those made to Ms. Johnson today. The door opens and a police officer enters. Sorry to interrupt. We need to take a statement from Ms. Johnson and Mr. Matthews. Outside the school, news vans have gathered. The story has exploded beyond local coverage. A national sports network is now reporting on the assault of a Team USA athlete weeks before an international competition. Social media has erupted with hashtags. Justice for Zara, Team Zara, and Team Zara bullying are trending nationally. Back in the conference room, Tyler sits with his head in his hands as his parents confer urgently with their hastily called personal attorney. The evidence is irrefutable, Superintendent Rivera states. Tyler Matthews is suspended, effective immediately, pending an expulsion hearing next week. You can't do this, Mrs. Matthews exclaims. He has college scouts coming to the game on Friday. Your son assaulted a student representing the United States in an international competition, the superintendent responds firmly. He's fortunate that Ms. Johnson showed remarkable restraint, or we might be dealing with far worse consequences. The police officer returns. We've reviewed the footage and taken statements. We're prepared to charge Tyler Matthews with assault. However, he turns to Zara, the decision to press charges is ultimately yours, Ms. Johnson. All eyes turn to Zara, who has remained calm and composed throughout the proceedings. I don't want to press charges, she says finally, causing Tyler to look up in shock. Zara, Sensei Williams begins, but she raises a hand to stop him. On 3 conditions, she continues. First, Tyler completes an anti-bullying program. Second, he performs community service at the community center where I teach self-defense to children who've been bullied. And third, she looks directly at Principal Warner, the school implements mandatory anti-bullying training for all students and staff, with special emphasis on racial sensitivity. The room falls silent as her words sink in. Tyler stares at her, confusion evident on his face. Why would you do that? After what I did? Zara meets his gaze steadily, because my father believed that everyone deserves a chance to learn and grow. The skills I've developed aren't just about fighting, they're about discipline, respect, and making the right choices under pressure. Superintendent Rivera nods slowly. I believe these are reasonable conditions. Principal Warner, I expect a detailed plan for implementing the school-wide training on my desk by next week. Tyler's parents confer briefly, then his father nods reluctantly. We accept these conditions, and ... He hesitates, clearly uncomfortable. We apologize for our son's behavior. As the meeting concludes, Zara's phone buzzes with a text from her brother. Z, you're on TV. Are you okay? CNN is calling you a hero. She looks up to see Sensei Williams watching her with pride. Your father would be proud of how you handled this, he says quietly. Would he? She asks, suddenly sounding very young. I revealed everything, lost control of the situation. No, he corrects her gently. You maintained perfect control of yourself and the situation. That's what he taught you. That's what matters. 1 week later, the community center gym is packed beyond capacity. What was supposed to be a small self-defense workshop has transformed into a standing room-only event. Reporters line the walls, cameras flashing, as Zara demonstrates a simple defensive technique to a group of middle school students. Remember, she explains, her voice carrying throughout the hushed room, the goal isn't to hurt your opponent. It's to create distance and get to safety. Among the students is Miguel Rodriguez, Mrs. Rodriguez's grandson, standing taller and more confident than before. Near the back, reluctantly participating, is Tyler Matthews, day 1 of his community service. The incident at Westridge High has transformed Zara from an anonymous student to a national symbol against bullying. The viral video, which has now surpassed 15 million views, captured not just the assault but her remarkable restraint, a living demonstration of martial arts philosophy in action. After the workshop, Principal Warner approaches her. The school board unanimously approved the new anti-bullying initiative. We're calling it the Johnson Protocol. My father's name was Johnson, Zara says softly. I would have liked that. Warner nods, clearly emotional. I owe you an apology, Zara. I should have done more to stop the bullying culture at our school long before this happened. Your response showed more leadership than I've demonstrated in years. 1 month later, the international tournament venue in Paris is a sea of flags and excitement. Zara stands at the entrance to the arena, the American flag draped over her shoulders. Beside her stands her brother Elijah, wide-eyed at the spectacle. Nervous? Asks Sensei Williams. Zara shakes her head. After everything that's happened, this feels like the easy part. The announcer calls her name and the crowd erupts. She's no longer just a competitor, she's become a symbol of restraint, discipline, and standing up to bullying. Back at Westridge High, students gather in the gymnasium to watch the live stream of their now famous classmate. Among them is Tyler Matthews, subdued and thoughtful as he observes the competition. On screen, statistics appear showing the impact of what's now called the Zara effect. Bullying incidents down 67% at schools implementing the Johnson Protocol. Enrollment in martial arts classes focusing on discipline and restraint up 89% nationally, over 3,000 schools adopting similar anti-bullying measures, 47 states considering legislation to strengthen anti-bullying laws. As Zara steps onto the mat for her final match, the camera pans to the audience, where the governor sits alongside an unexpected guest, Zara's mother, attending her first competition since her husband's death, visibly proud and engaged. 6 months later, Zara stands at the podium in the Westridge High Auditorium, a gold medal hanging around her neck. Behind her is a large banner reading, "The Johnson Protocol, Strength Through Restraint." "When I transferred to this school 2 years ago," she begins, "all I wanted was to be invisible, to get through each day without drawing attention, to protect myself and my family from more pain after losing my father." The audience, students, teachers, community members, and media listens in rapt attention. "What I've learned is that invisibility isn't protection. Real strength comes from standing firm in who you are, even when facing opposition. True power isn't in hurting others, it's in knowing you could, but choosing not to." He gestures to the students wearing Johnson Protocol t-shirts, who now serve as peer counselors for the anti-bullying program. "Today, I'm proud to announce that with the full college scholarship I've received, I'll be studying education and psychology, with the goal of expanding the Johnson Protocol nationwide." Applause erupts. Among those clapping is Tyler Matthews, now one of the program's most dedicated volunteers, his own transformation a testament to the protocol's effectiveness. Near the back of the auditorium sits Zara's mother, noticeably healthier, with Elijah beside her. Their family, once fractured by tragedy, has found a new purpose in continuing Mr. Johnson's legacy of teaching discipline and respect through martial arts. "My father used to say that a true martial artist's greatest victory isn't the opponent they defeat, but the conflict they prevent. 6 months ago, I faced a choice between fighting back or standing firm. By choosing restraint, we've created something more powerful than any physical victory." She holds up her gold medal. "This represents athletic achievement, but what we've built here together, that represents something far more valuable. A community where strength isn't measured by dominance, but by how we lift each other up." The camera pans across the audience, revealing faces of all ages and backgrounds, united in purpose. What began as a shocking act of bullying has transformed into a movement that transcends the walls of Westridge High. In the front row, Principal Warner wipes away a tear as he observes the school's transformation. Beside him, Superintendent Rivera beams with pride, the district now a national model for anti-bullying initiatives. As Zara concludes her speech, the camera focuses on a framed photo on the podium, her father in his gi, smiling proudly. His philosophy, once taught in a small community center dojo, now reaches schools across the nation. "In martial arts, we bow to show respect for our opponents," Zara says. "Today, I bow to all of you who have joined this journey. Together, we've proven that true strength lies not in domination, but in transformation." As she bows deeply to the audience, they rise in a standing ovation. The Johnson Protocol, born from a moment of restraint in the face of violence, has become a blueprint for change that extends far beyond one school hallway. If this story inspired you, please like and subscribe for more powerful content that can change lives.